The Tusk Fender Eliminator kit helps get rid of the stock bulky rear fender and keeps everything tucked up just like this. Boom! So that's going to allow us to go off-roading with this bike, and we're going to be less likely to damage anything back there. Plus, it looks way better than that stock fender. Plus, you're going to be getting a brand new LED light with it. This kit is really simple to install, and we're going to show you how to do it on our 2021 Honda CRF300L. To do this job, we're going to use our safety glasses. We have some combo wrenches and common hand tools. Other things that you're going to need are wire strippers and crimpers, as well as a heat gun. For parts, we have the Tusk Fender Eliminator kit. The kit comes with everything you need. So you've got your brackets, your wiring, and your hardware all in one convenient package. To start out, we're going to remove the 4 bolts that hold the seat in place and this upper section of the rear fender. We're going to use an M6 Allen to do that. And as you take these bolts out, make sure you keep track of those collars on them. Then we can remove the seat and the top section of this rear fender. Just keep in mind there's 2 plastic tabs. You're going to have to release those as you pull this out. Next, we need to disconnect the license plate light. So we have this plastic cover over all the connectors. At the very bottom, we have a 2-pin connector. This is going to have a brown and a green wire going to it. And to disconnect that, all you have to do, press down on this tab and pull the connector apart, just like that. And then on the bottom side of the fender, we're going to have 3 bolts coming up through. We're going to use a 5mm Allen to remove those bolts. Now for the piece we just removed, we're going to take our 5mm Allen. We've got 2 bolts we're going to take out and remove this plastic piece. Now we can pull this out. Keep in mind we have the wiring at the top we need to pull through. Next, we need to use the connector from the license plate light. So if you follow the license plate light wiring up to the end of that protective cover, you want to cut it off right there. Next, we need to install the license plate light to our fender eliminator bracket. So we're going to remove this nut and the washer from it. And as you pull those off, it helps to stagger the wires. Then we can install a spacer. That's going to make it so the light still shines on your license plate if you have a license plate bracket. So from here, we can go ahead and insert the wiring through the fender eliminator bracket. Then we can reinstall our washer and our nut. And before you tighten this down, make sure that the light is going to be facing down. We're just going to snug that down. Now with the bracket upside down in this left side, if we're looking down at it right now, we're going to feed both wires through that square hole right there. And we're going to come up through here. And then from here, I recommend holding this up to your bike and making sure you have the correct length of wiring. You don't want this to be too short. So we've gone ahead and done that. We're going to snip these wires where we marked them. And when you do that, it doesn't hurt to have a little extra wiring. And once you have those cut, we're going to strip all 4 of these wires and we're going to use our butt connectors to make our connections. This is 18 gauge wire, if you're wondering. Once you have those wires stripped, we're going to use our wire crimpers to install the butt connectors onto both wires. Now this next step is really critical. So this LED light, it is polarity sensitive. You need to have the correct color of wires paired up. So our red wire is going to pair with the brown wire. We'll go ahead and crimp that in place. After that, we'll crimp the black wire to the green wire. Now with these butt connectors, they have heat shrink built into them, so we're going to use our heat gun to shrink those down. The last step on the bench is to zip tie these wires to our new bracket, and you're going to notice that you have 2 little slots for the zip ties in the bracket. And when you do that, just make sure you leave a little bit of slack in that wiring so it's not pulling too tight. Then we'll just snip the ends of the zip ties off. Next, we're going to take the Fender Eliminator bracket. We're going to go through the slot just under that subframe, and we're going to reconnect the 2-pin connector. You want to make sure that's snapped all the way into place. And then you can take this plastic cover, slide it over all of the connectors. And then we're going to take the 2 longer bolts that we removed from the stock Fender. We're going to put those in the front, and then there's the shorter M6 by 20 millimeter bolt that's going to go in the back, and that's going to have the Allen head. Now before you tighten these bolts down, there's a couple places that these wires can get pinched, so make sure the wires are out of the way before you tighten the bolts down. Next, you want to reinstall the top piece for the rear fender. And for this, there's some rubber grommets that hold these side plates in place. You can pop those out to help get the little tabs lined up. We'll push the side plate back into place, install the seat and the 4 mounting bolts with the collars. The last few things you want to do is install your license plate bracket. You're going to use the 4 supplied mounting bolts to do that. We're using an 8 and 10 millimeter wrench to bolt those on. And you also want to check and make sure that the license plate light comes on when you turn the key on. Once you've done that, that's all there is to installing this Tusk Fender Eliminator kit. It's really simple to do. If you have any questions about it though, leave those down in the comments. And if you haven't picked one up yet, do that on our website. We offer free shipping on orders over $75, and subscribe to our channel for more helpful content. I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Thanks for watching.